The permanent mission of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the United Nations. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now. Please stay on the line while your call is transferred to the operator. Is not available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone. Press the pound key to end recording.
Yes, this is Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733, and this is a little after 9 p.m. on Friday, January 3rd, 2024. I am alive, and I did make it back home to where I rent a room and am currently staying, and I have been here for the last 2 nights resting after the terrorist attack on the Smart Bus on Van Dyke in the city of Centerline the other night, which is all recorded. And that entire night that I had been making these calls, I had been recording these calls. In addition, I had recorded in an 1.5-hour video over the 3 or 4 hours or so I sat stranded at the bus stop in the rain on Dale and Van Dyke up until about 3 a.m. when I then walked down to 10 Mile and continued to wait for the bus until 6:30 a.m. and shortly before the bus comes, I start recording again. And then that goes in all the way up until the phone was stopped recording during the terrorist attack, which was all caught on video on the bus. And then after the terrorist attack, I fired back the phone and continued to record the Homeland agents and FEMA role players who are the terrorists in the terrorist attack, who tried with everything they got to get that phone out of my hand. 250 pounds worth of bovine growth hormone pulled me down and drugged me on the floor trying to get this phone out of my hand, and 250 pounds worth of growth hormone did not have the human strength or manpower to get this phone from me. My neck was bruised and my leg was bruised and the bottom of my foot was injured, my ankle was injured, and I do have video photos of some of those visual injuries that somebody made for me. And after that 250 pounds worth of Homeland Security contracted bovine growth hormone couldn't get the phone out of my hand, I sat right back down in my seat and I continued to record right in their faces, right up until the time when I was tipped off to get off the bus, because the human trafficking smart bus driver, who now Smart and DOT is also in on the Patriot Act contract. And that is the reason why the continuous failed kidnap attempts, the FEMA role playing, targeting, and terrorism, because Smart DOT is now been recruited in on the $30,000 Patriot Act contract on my head. So everything that whole entire night is video documented right up until the terrorist attack that I'm going to use to drive terror right through every single American life. I'm going to use that terror to break up and destroy every single American home, family, life, child, and grandchild. I am going to use it as the gold mine that it is to serve my own self-serving interests. I did exactly what I do I got in that bitch's head, and I drove her emotions over the edge, and I made her do exactly what I wanted her to do, and on video camera, just so I can destroy the lives of every single American with it, with her as the sacrifice. She will be sacrificed up as Satan's Last Supper. That is a promise. Furthermore, I got a whole operation planned out in retaliation for my food stamps that Macomb County DHHS, CIA, Macomb County Corporate Council stole. Okay? And these pennies that I'm counting for bananas by the day, it's worth its weight in gold what I'm going to do to America and America's children over their crimes with the taxpayer-funded SNAP program in which my food stamps have been stolen again. And what is an act of human trafficking and terrorism? It's fear and desperation to starve out the victim as they target and sabotage my resources of survival, while I target and sabotage their very lives, and their children's lives, and their grandchildren's lives. And when I get done doing what I'm going to spend this whole entire weekend doing over those food stamps, oh my God, look out. America has never seen the humiliation like they're about to come under right now. I'm going to fuck these Americans every which way, including upside down and sideways. And at the end of the day, they're going to swing from an end of the rope like the treasonous terrorists that they are, with or without my food stamps. Okay? I'm going to fuck America up America's ass, and I'm going to drive my dick up in them so goddamn far, and I'm going to drain every drop of American blood out of Americans' asshole to pay for these fucking sins and these crimes against me. And then I'm serving every single American up as Satan's Last Supper, because Satan himself has been defeated. So, whether or not I get those food stamps is completely irrelevant. 338 million Satan-serving, kidnapping, human trafficking, murdering, terrorist funding, and enabling Americans and their dirty, worthless, mutant children and grandchildren have to pay for those $240 with food stamps, whether I get them or I don't. Furthermore, I am going to spin these terrorist operations, these failed kidnapping and terrorist operations being carried out against me on these buses, on the Smart Bus and the Detroit DOT, every day that I ride it. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to spin it like the CIA spins the mainstream media to create mass panic and hysteria among the American people. I'm going to expose their identities with everything that I do have, and I'm going to expose their operations, and once again, I'm going to make them have to kidnap and kill and murder each other for no other reason than out of their own fear and desperation to conceal and protect their own kidnapping, human trafficking, murder, and terrorist operations at the sacrifice of their own people who they're going to have to kidnap and murder for knowing, seeing, and hearing what they weren't supposed to know as the sacrificial pawn. Fall guys. So we got a whole lot of psychological warfare going on in here. I am resting and recuperating before I upload this shit ton of videos that I have for this entire past week. And before I run America through a psyop that these Americans are never coming out all right, coming out of the other side of all right. I'm going to drive them over the edge with this whole last week of recorded psyops that I have, and I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to humiliate them. I'm going to they have put their lives and their families' lives and their own children's lives and grandchildren's lives in extreme danger. Okay, and I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it. And this psychological warfare that's going on, while I am trying to take a few days to rest and recuperate from the kidnapping and terrorist attacks that I have been through, all they're doing is fueling my fire and fanning my flames. I'm a psychopathic lunatic, okay? And I'll take anything they want to throw my motherfucking way, and I will take it, and I will weaponize it, and I will spin it, and I will run it. I will run it with America's children and grandchildren. The sacrifice is Satan's Last Supper. Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice Number 21-22733.